Alright, good morning guys. I'm WUSA Season 3, Episode 239. And still heading back to the Wynn, still walking on the strip, going back to the room. And my friend's going to be joining me. We're going to have some nice meals and relax and laugh and have fun and talk about the day and the craziness that happened today. He had some very good variants. And we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to let you go for now, heading back to the room. It's about 12:45 a.m. and I'll be back to update you. You know, it's interesting, as I'm walking into the Wynn, Treasure Island, catty corner across the street from the Wynn, they're an island right now. They are actually an island. There's no one connected to them. The Mirage was connected to them. They had that train from the Mirage leading over there. Now they got nothing going on. They got a mall on one side of them, parking on the other side of them, and a construction site. So I'm sure their business is going down, and they're not good. They're not a good place for a card counter because they can't take any kind of money. So yeah, I mean, I see their business going way down temporarily until things get finished up in about 2 years at the Mirage. But just walking into the beautiful Wynn and gonna go get this phone plugged in. I kind of feel like playing a little blackjack before I go to the room. We'll see what happens. I'll be back with you. Alright guys, 3 a.m. My friend just left the room a little bit ago and he's heading back to his hotel room, and I want to go down and play, but I'm tired, so I may not. I may just take a nap and then go down and play when I feel a little bit fresher. And we had a nice meal. He had some soup, I had some steak, and everything is good and was very tasty. And in a few hours, I have to check in for my flight, which would be 24 hours before it takes off. So I'll be doing that, and then yeah, we'll be in our last 24 hours of play. So we're going to try to make some money here. We're only at about $3,000 profit right now, so pretty terrible. But hopefully we keep building on it. We keep going in the right direction, at least. So that is what is happening right now, and I'll be back with you soon. Good morning. All right, guys. Had a nice little nap, actually a couple hours, so I don't know if you call that a nap or sleep, but looks like it's going to be a nice day outside. Well, we're in the desert. Every day's a nice day, and I am feeling good. I got to tell you, when I first woke up, I felt like a ton of bricks hit me, and I'm like, how am I going to be able to function today? But I got up, I started walking around, and got a nice shower and ready to go. Got change of clothes and got my money together, counted everything, and everything's on target where we need to be. It's exactly the amount of money I'm supposed to have, so everything seems like it's good. I met with my friend last night, paid him the money that I owed him, that I was more worried about than he was, because I was embarrassed. I'm like, I saw you yesterday and I didn't give it to you. And he's like, no, why would you invite me to Vegas and give me a free room if you weren't planning on paying me? I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true, but, just the way that I am, I want to do the right thing, and I don't want to have a bad image with people as someone who's trying to steal from them or something like that. But this morning got up, and thank God, beautiful day. I'm feeling good. My feet feel good. And today's going to be a more traditional day for once. The rest of this trip has not been my traditional trip, which means traditionally what I do is I go from one casino to the next. I check slots. I play blackjack. I move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And the last couple days I've spent time with my friends, which is good and needed and good for my sanity. Instead of being by myself all the time, but it's time for me to continue to make money. So I won't mention people's names because I didn't ask for permission, but one of my friends that I invited out here, had a great day yesterday. He was actually kicked out of a casino group. He goes to the next casino, and they're like, you ain't getting in here, And so he went back to the hotel and changed clothes. And I was able to get, I think, hours in the next casino, and he turned $600 into about $18,000. So that was good. And his last 48 hours or so have been tremendous. They've been like what I make in a couple of months. So good for him. He's had a rough trip lately, and he was way below EV, and this is at least getting him closer to where he needs to be. So I'm very happy for him about that. This morning, I think I'm going to take a couple drinks with me. I have these juices. One of them actually is a Super Chia Fuel almond milk hemp seeds maca, whatever the heck that is, cardamom and prebiotics. The other one is cucumber, green apple, fennel, lime, spinach, parsley, honey, and then the other one is strawberry banana. I'll probably keep a couple of them here and then take a couple of them with me, so I'm hydrated. I have vitamins and everything. I tell you, they give you so much free stuff here. I have a carry-on that's almost completely full of all this stuff. I mean, including like they give you slippers and stuff every day. I'm not even taking those, but the volume of stuff that they give you is just tremendous here. They're so good to you. They don't skimp on everything. They give you so much stuff that you couldn't possibly want more. Just like water. I mean, they give you like 6 waters a day, giant bottles of water. So anything you need, they take care of your needs, and that way you can focus on losing money to the casinos, which is what they want, of course. So right now, I am about to head out of the room. I think everything is buttoned up. They can take that food. I think I'm good. So I'm going to head out for the day, looking for a tremendous day. And, I didn't even realize that I was overlooking the golf course, which is what I thought. But it was dark when I think when I got here it was dark. I don't know. I didn't even pay attention. It's right in front of my eyes. But anyway, we're about to leave the room. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I just checked in 4 minutes after the earliest that I could check in, and I'm B59. Can you imagine? B59. So I'm 119th to check in 4 minutes. So, but being here, I'm sure a lot of people paid extra to be moved up, but that's kind of crazy. As long as we're not stuffed in there, I'm okay with it. As long as I'm not in the middle seat, I'm okay with it. And it's a direct flight, so everything will be fine. Came downstairs, optimistic, everything is good. Went to the blackjack table, played some double deck, and was there, I don't know, half an hour or so, not very long, and ended up doing all right. Walked away from the table ahead 1100, so 1100 to start the day, best day so far. And I looked at some slots, not all, but it was pretty evident right away that there was going to be nothing there, because talk about bare bones, they were like bare bones, completely cleaned out. So one task I have today is I've got vouchers all over the city, Venetian, Caesars, Planet Hollywood, everywhere. So as I'm walking, I'm going to be cashing vouchers, and then next time I go there, if I go there again today, since I'm leaving tomorrow, I will cash them out on the spot, so I'm not leaving vouchers. I had like $1,200 in vouchers in my pocket that I hadn't cashed, and the last thing you need to do is lose those or forget them and then take them home and misplace them or something like that. So we are going to be cashing today. It is still early morning. None of the stores have opened or anything. So we're going to see what kind of tables are going to be available. There may not be anything available at a lot of these places. But as I make my way to Caesars and see if I can get more points from there. Right now it's 5 times points. and I picked up thousands of points already, so I feel really optimistic about my chances of getting to my end game and getting enough points there. But as I make my way there, I'm going to be playing slots along the way. Hopefully pick up $400 or $500 between here and Caesars, and maybe even be able to play a blackjack session. I'm hoping that at the Venetian I'll be able, at the Venetian I'll be able to play maybe some blackjack, some six deck. Pretty much everything I've played except for one table has been double deck, so definitely get bigger swings, but long-term better payoffs, so we'll see how it goes. So right now I'm about to go out, and it's going to get loud from these fountains and stuff at the Wynn, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. It is 3.5 hours later, and as Coach would say, whenever I come back and I say it's 6 hours later or 3 hours later, it's never good news. And don't worry, it's not good news. So I'm at Caesars, and I go to a $25 table, hit 17 six deck, and buy in for 300. My goal is just to make like 300 or 500, no big deal, just 25 a bet, going like 25 to 125, something like that. And right away I have some quick success. I'm ahead like 250, something like that. And then the bottom falls out. And when I say the bottom falls out, I'm like, the floor disappeared from below you, and you look down and you see nothing. You see just black. I was in for 300, then 600, then 800, then 1,000, then 1,500, then 2,000, then 2,500, then 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. That's how bad it was. And I went to like 5 different tables. Every time I got to like a true -5, I was switching. I was trying not to switch, especially if there's like a couple decks left or something like that. I'm trying to just hang in there and bet table minimum. But, eventually I end up at a table. I'm down like, I'm involved for like 5 when I get to this guy's table. And the count goes up and up and up and up and up. And I raise and I lose, and I raise and I lose, and I raise and I lose. And it's like, let me see if I can get to a quieter area for you. So it gets up to like, I think it was something like in the teens, like 12 or 13 hands in a row. And I'm losing and losing and losing. Then I win a hand, and then I lose another big run, like 10, 12 more hands in a row. And it's just miserable. But now everything is sky high. I'm at Caesars. Being at Caesars, I knew once I got to 5,000, they're going to start asking questions. They're going to do a review, all that stuff. So before I got to 5,000, when I got to 4,500, I gave them my player's card. No problem. Once I did that, they were off my back. They weren't looking, they weren't talking, they weren't saying anything to me, because I'm a 7-star, so they're not worried about it, because you're supposed to have already been vetted, allegedly, right, when you're 7 stars. So I have a hand, it's like a $400 hand. At this point, I changed my spread to 25 to 1,000. So I have a $400 hand. I get 2 7s against the 6. I split, I get a third 7. I split, I get a fourth 7. First one, I end up doubling down and getting a 12. Second one, I had like 13, 14. Third one, I had a bad hand. And the fourth one, I doubled down, and I had like a 13 or 14. So I got like 12, 13, 14 all the way across against the 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. That's 2,400. It's a $5,000 swing on that hand. And I end up winning the hand. So I go from being down like almost 8,000 to having all this money back. And then the shoe ended on that hand. Started the next shoe, and the slide started again. Next thing you know, I'm down to like 2,000 again, and I'm just staying with it, like 10, 12 shoes at this table, and things started leveling off, and I got to the point where I had like 4,000 steady for like 3 or 4 shoes, and I'm like, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's leveling off. It's not too volatile right now. We'll just chip away, and I'm keeping track of where the pit bosses are, what's going on, all these different things, and eventually they walk away from me. They don't want to talk to me, because whenever they come around, I start talking to them, pointing out hands, asking for advice, all these different things, and they don't want that. They're not they aren't there to babysit me, so they end up leaving me alone. After a while, I build it up to like 5,500, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to just be careful here, watch my spread, because at this point they have my name. I paired it back to like a 1 to 8 or so, and but I went 50 to 500 now, or 50, yeah, about 50 to 500, so 1 to 10 versus 1 to 40. But it's easy to do the 1 to 40, especially if you know that they already have your ID, you already gave it to them, and you're showing them that you're desperate and you're chasing. It's easier to do that, right? So anyway, I ended up coloring up 4,000. I got $500 chips for 4,000, just in case I have trouble. It'll be easy to cash later on. If I get backed off or whatever, then I won't be able to cash $1,000 chips without ID. So I got all $500 chips, put 4,000 in my pocket. I had 1,500 on the table. Started playing with that 1,500. After a while, I got that up to about 3,000. I got 2,000 more in chips, put those in my pocket, and then a lady comes to the table. Now I'm like, I think when she came to the table, I was down like 950, and things were going well. It was slightly positive, like a true 1, 1.5, maybe a 2, and she comes to the table, sits there early in the shoe. She sits patiently through the whole shoe, and by the time the shoe ended, that last hand put me ahead $50 on that table. And I said, I am done, I'm getting out of here. And the pit boss came over. I said, see, I told you all I want to do is break even and get out of here. And it worked out. Now, during that time, I did end up tipping, and there was a reason for that, obviously, with all this craziness going on. I ended up putting out like 5 for the dealer, probably 3 or 4 times, and then also played a side bet a couple times. It was close to being in range anyway, but I was just doing it as cover, and everything was cool. I had like 5 different pit bosses throughout that time, between people running breaks and me switching from this end of the pit to the other end of the pit. They had a different pit boss and all that stuff. And I ended up walking away with $8,050, so I was ahead $50. Recovered everything, went to the cashier, cashed it all out. No issues, no questions asked. And now I'm gonna look at some slots. Now, because of all this, and because I turned over the ID, or the card, I ended up getting 1,500 points. 1,500 points is 7,500 points with the multiplier, and you multiply that by 5, so 75, that's 37,500. It's the same as 37,500 coin in on a slot is what I had just achieved, and I made $50. So although it wasn't great, it didn't feel good, that was about 20% of the points I needed to get myself to the level I wanted by the end of the year. And yesterday I got 5,000 points, and the day before I got 5,000 points, so that's, I'm closing in, that's 17.5 out of the 50 that I needed, so almost half of it. That gets me back on schedule. I'm only like two weeks behind schedule. If you take the 150,000 points you need and spread it out over the whole year, I'm like right there. So hopefully find some good long plays on some slots here, and see how it goes. But that was a big relief, and I stayed cool the whole time. I didn't panic, and I did give the impression I was panicking and all those things, and the pit bosses just wanted to stay away from me and stuff, which was just perfect. So anyway, hopefully you could hear all this, and so that's where we are right now. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at slots and get some food, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, just leaving the horseshoe. I actually did a little tutorial here. There was a few people online, and I talked to them a little bit about what I did in this casino here, just around the horseshoe, and showed them a few things, and you missed it. So anyway, that video is gone. But we're moving on right now to Paris. I was in the horseshoe for about 20 minutes or so, and just ended up playing some slot machines, no blackjack or anything like that, and ended up ahead $71. You know, maybe I should go back and get the the drinks. I left my Caesar's drinks in this casino over here, but it's right across the street. Do I want to go back and get it? Maybe. So $71 at the horseshoe. We're going to move on to Paris and then Planet Hollywood, and then probably play blackjack at Paris, probably just do slots at Planet Hollywood, and go from there. So that's what's going on right now. It's nice and cool out right now. It is 4 p.m. in Las Vegas, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I did go to the Paris and didn't see any slots, and went back and played some blackjack. And while I was back there, a friend of mine joined, or he arrived at the casino, and so I colored up, cashed out, ahead $600, and then we went back to the Wynn, and we just had dinner at this Asian place at the Wynn. Excellent food, everything was good. We went back to the room for a second. There you go. Went back to the room for a second, and now we're heading off to the area where he lives, where there's a local casino. We're going to take a look at that and maybe walk around there, and you know, maybe see if there's anything that I can help him with there. So we'll see what happens with that. So right now it is evening. It's 7 o'clock, and we're heading out to this casino, and I'll come back and update you. Alright guys, as I am standing outside the casino, I'm going to be picked up here in a second. And so we went into the Santa Fe casino, and we played in there for a while. There were some slots that they wanted to play, and we went in together on them, and we ended up losing about 150 combined. So I said, why don't you just let me play some blackjack? I'll get that 150 back. So I played some $15 blackjack double deck and ended up winning 200. So I got our money back. So as soon as I get picked up here, we should be ready to go. And yeah, overall, nice place. Very low thresholds though, so I can't see myself playing here on the tables because the threshold is so low. But as far as slots, they have some decent ones that you can make some money on, so that's all cool. So right now, just waiting to get picked up, and then I'm going to head back to, I'm going to have to go to Caesar's at least. Still have like a $600 voucher I need to cash, and Venetian I still have vouchers, so I'll go hit those and then head back to the Wynn and figure out what to do the rest of the night. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back, just catching up with you here. Right now I'm at the Orleans, but we went to the Gold Coast before this, and just to kind of catch you up on what happened. Went in there and looked around at some slots, and every play that we found, actually one major play that we found didn't work out, and then a couple small plays weren't very good, and I ended the session down $73 on slots, and then I played some $15 double deck, and played that for about 35 minutes according to this, and ended that session ahead 414. Interesting crowd, different than, you know, obviously the Wynn and the other places I'm staying, but it was pretty good, no real problems, no real heat either, but very suspicious pit, and so ended that session minus 73 on the slots, and plus 414 on the blackjack. And then after that, we came to the Orleans and played blackjack for about 40 minutes, going from 25 to 125. And the low for the session was minus 350. The high for the session was plus 25 and left plus 25 after 40 minutes. And then slots lost 37. So plus 25 on the blackjack, minus 37 on the slots. I'm going to take another lap around here while my friend finishes playing blackjack, see if I can find anything else. Then I have to head to all these places and cash out these vouchers. My flight leaves in about 8 hours, so that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. It is Wednesday, 3 o'clock in the morning, still out right now, and I am at the Venetian. We just finished up everything that we were doing with the blackjack, and we went to Caesars, and we had some vouchers to get cashed out, and we found a couple things that we wanted to play there, and then we were all done. We were ahead like $40 each because we split some plays, and these guys come up to us and tell us about some other stuff. We go look into it, and it's risky, but we decided to go ahead and do it. And by the time we finished up, we were each down $376. So that was a very long. We get in there, we look at some things, play a couple plays, we're up, and we're getting ready to go. These guys show us some stuff. We're like, yeah, we want to play that. Then a guy sits down and starts playing it at a different level, and he's on it for like 40 minutes or something like that. But what we're going after is a lot bigger than what he's playing. And so when he finishes up, we sit down, we start playing, and just get killed on it. It doesn't work out at all. And then find a couple other small plays, and overall, like I said, down $376. So he dropped me off at the Venetian because I still have vouchers here. I've got to be leaving for the airport in like 4.5 hours. So I'm going to walk through the Venetian and Palazzo, get the ticket cashed, look at machines over here, and then maybe play a few of them on my way out. Head over to the Wynn, get packed, get ready to go, set an alarm for a couple hours, and get up, take a shower, and head to the airport. So we're playing from beginning to end. It's going to be all play on this trip, but maybe it wasn't, but we're definitely playing till the end. So I don't know if you can tell how tired I am, but so right now I'm just between the Venetian and the Palazzo, and gonna go cash that stuff out, play a few things if I see them, and then head over to the Wynn, and we'll figure things out from there. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Hey guys, it's 5:30. Still haven't gone to sleep. I got to be at the airport at like 7:30. So we'll see how this goes. I got a meeting tomorrow night that I got to be there for and participate in and present. And there's going to be a bunch of issues going on that I'll have to take care of. And I'll have to be working. Oh, that won't be till Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Am I in the right? Today's Wednesday now. So I got all my vouchers cashed and everything done, and I went to the Wynn, came back to the Wynn, and decided, hey, before I go to sleep, let's do a little double deck. Sit down, buy in for $500, blows away in the wind. 500's gone. 1,000, 1,500. It's the same story, and I cannot understand it right now. The variance has been so bad. I'm getting 20s constantly with high counts. I've got max bets out there, and the dealer is getting 3-card 21s over and over, and I'm telling you, no less than 30 of them when I have a 20. That is how much. I mean, absolutely insane, and just could not get anything going. And I couldn't get any blackjacks, and the dealer's getting 3 or 4 blackjacks per shoe on a double deck. And it's like you're using half the aces in the shoe and getting blackjack, blackjack, blackjack every time. Anyway, this insanity just continued on and on and on for over an hour. And I had only gotten about 2 blackjacks in that hour. And finally, things started turning around, and I started getting 1 blackjack, then 2 blackjacks in the shoe, and things started to normalize. But I was getting solid 20s, king, queen, jack 10, ace 9, and the dealer's getting 8, 3, 10, 5, 5, ace, ace 3, 7. And I'm like, all 3-card 21 hands, and just terrible, absolutely terrible. Wow, they came in here and cleaned the room, and they folded my laundry. Wow, that's pretty crazy. They put a towel down on the floor, so if you get up at night, it's a marble floor here that your feet won't be cold. Anyway, finally, I'm down about 2,500. I was involved for 5,000 again. It's like a broken record, and I'm not enjoying listening to that record. I'm down in 5,000 again. I'm involved for 5,000. I'm down about 2,500 at this point. And when they had a break for the pit boss, the brake running pit boss was supposed to change the cards. So I don't know if that's 4 a.m. or what, but he didn't do that. So when the other pit boss came back, they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and change the cards on this table, and then I have to change the cards on your table. I know you're trying to get your money back, but we have to change the cards. At that point, the count had jumped, and I put a big bet out there, and I won the bet, and then the count continued to go up, and I just rolled the money over. So let's say 4 units, and then the count went up, and I made it 8 units instead of 5 units. And I got a double down. I got a 6-4 against a 7, and I doubled it. I got a 9, and the dealer got a 5-card bust finally, and I ended up actually exactly even after that hand. That was only a couple hands after the pit boss had said that they need to change the cards. And I took off, and I was extremely happy to be leaving, and I don't care anymore. I want to go home. I want to relax, but alas, I'm not going to relax. I'm not going to sleep, most likely. I'm going to take a nap for about an hour and a half at the most, probably less than that because I'll be worried about missing. So probably an hour nap, and then we'll call an Uber and head off to the airport. Now, as of now, Las Vegas, as I was walking back to the hotel, they are putting a new coat on the street for the race tomorrow. So everything's blocked off. Like employees of the casinos are complaining that they can't get out of the casino to get home because everything's blocked off. They have all these creative ways. They're telling them go through this gate instead of that gate and all this so you can get out because, everything is closed off for the race. All right, so that's all that. I'll do updates and counts and all that later on and let you guys know how things went. I suspect they went okay. I suspect I made $3,000 or $4,000, not good, but I didn't lose, so that's one step in the right direction. And my friend who I went to these couple casinos with tonight, I talked to him. I said, you should let me, talk to you on the podcast. You can tell a little bit about your story. And he agreed. So we taped about a 15 or 20-minute segment, and I'm going to release it as episode or season 3, episode 240. And you can hear a little bit about his story and a little bit about his life. So we didn't go into details about his job and his family, his large family that he has. And they're awesome together. And, if every family could be like their family, it would be good for them. So that will be released as well. So right now I'm going to sign off, and I don't know if I'll do an episode tomorrow or not, just because things are going to be crazy. I do have to visit a casino before my meeting, so as soon as I land in the airport, I go straight to a casino, and then I'll be going to my meeting after that. So thanks for listening, and everything went really well with the live stuff. People were on there, they were talking and stuff, and we're learning how this stuff works. And I did do at least one segment where I talked about some things that I don't talk about on the podcast normally, and I told the few people that were in there, hey, you can hear this, you can see this, but I'm going to delete the video. So if you have any questions, email me about it. So for now, I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.